Good morning. In this week's A Dose from Dr. Denise, I have some fun things to share with you. My name is Dr. Denise Chernowski, and I am recording these videos and hoping that you share them because my personal mission is to inspire, teach, and show others how to release their God-given health and life potential. And so this week I want to talk on something that happens to all of us, which is what do we do with a crappy day, or a crappy hour, or a crappy half a day. For me, it was this past Wednesday. I don't think the whole day was crappy, but half of the day was crappy. And so I like when I have those days, and I want to share with you why, right? First of all, I keep looking out my window because it is an absolutely beautiful day up here in the Northeast. We got our first snow covering, and so it's really, really beautiful, and it is certainly feeling a lot like Christmas now. So here's the three things that I want to share with you of what you should do when you have a crappy day. Number one is to just kind of ride the wave of the crappy day. For me, it was this past Wednesday. And I felt it coming on. I was a bit tired. I was adjusting. I was at the office. I didn't necessarily feel like being there. I'm just going to be honest. And I know anybody who works is going to have that feeling. And because I had that vibration, patients canceled that afternoon. I had a new patient cancel. Anybody that's in the service industry knows that when you show up and in a crappy mood or having a crappy day, it will affect your vibration and your energy. And so I'm like a silent observer of that, and this is what I learned. So the first is that when I'm having a crappy day, while I don't enjoy it in the moment, I do appreciate it because number one, it gives me perspective, right? And so, if every day was a wonderful, joyous day, you wouldn't appreciate that because you have nothing to compare it to, right? And so in the absence of a crappy day, a joyous days wouldn't seem as joyous, In the absence of light, you wouldn't know what darkness is, or in the absence of darkness, you wouldn't appreciate the light. In the absence of sickness, you wouldn't appreciate how healthy you are. So perspective is a wonderful thing because without it, we really can't contextualize what's going on. So that's number one, right? Is that, crappy days give us perspective of how many awesome days we have. Number two is that, isn't it great that days are 24 hours? And so I always remember that. When I'm in the middle of the day where I just don't feel myself and I'm like, yeah, this day is crappy, it's long, it's exhausting, I'm really glad to know that the next morning is coming. It's written throughout the Bible with regards to that don't let the sun go down on your anger. That today is the day the Lord has made, and I will rejoice. In the Old Testament, it says, weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I love that, and I remind myself that joy is coming in the morning. Now, if you suffer for longer periods, such as in depression, then that's another A Dose from Dr. Denise. But I'm just talking about these days where it's just not a great day, and not every day is going to be. So that's point number two, is that days are 24 hours. Isn't that great? Dale Carnegie used to say in his written work that we should live in day-tight compartments. And I love that, So I'm going to wrap this day up that wasn't so great, and I'm going to put that in a compartment, and I'm going to open up a new compartment the next day. And the third thing that I want to share is when I do have a crappy day, that evening, I absolutely, before I go to bed, I really do like to assess, was it just random, which it could have been, although I do accept responsibility that somehow I attracted that crappiness into my life. Or was there something specific that happened that made it a crappy day? Did I get in an argument with someone? Or, did I have a patient that was, really difficult to deal with? I mean, there's so many things, right, that can bring out those emotions in us. So I do like to evaluate why it happened. But I quickly, set that aside. And then I switch over to gratitude and thankfulness. Because when I go to bed, I don't want to be processing a crappy day so that I can have another one the next day. And so the quickest way to override that is just to be grateful, right? Gratitude and thankfulness are just the languages of God and the language of love. And so review all the amazing things that you have to be thankful for. For me, I'm thankful for a marriage of 25 years. I'm thankful to live in a free country. I'm thankful for a roof over my head and a beautiful home. I'm thankful for my sons and that they're doing well in university and that I hear from them every week. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my legs that allow me to walk miles or to exercise. I mean, there's so many things. I'm thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for my church. And so go to sleep on those things so that joy will come in the morning. So those are the things that I want you to think on this week. I did want to share something every day as part of my hour of power, which is usually for me between 5 and 6:30 each morning. I read Jesus Calling, Sarah Young's book, and I know many of you do. And I just wanted to share this wonderful paragraph that was for December 10th. And it's the second paragraph, and it says, instead of yearning for a problem-free life, rejoice that trouble can highlight your awareness of my presence. This was the sentence that I really loved. In the darkness of adversity, you are able to see more clearly the radiance of my face. In the darkness of adversity, you are able to see more clearly the radiance of my face. So it's really true if you think about it. If you're in an incredibly dark room and a bright light comes on, you know, that light is going to be so much more vibrant than if you were in a sunlit room, you know. And so sometimes darkness, you know, or crappiness really, really can highlight the beautiful life and light and perspective and give us perspective in our life. So that's this week's dose from Dr. Denise. It is the season of Advent, which for Christians, it means the coming of Jesus' birthday. Whatever faith or religion that you practice, it simply means that we are to be a hopeful people, that God is good, that life is good. God's given us the ability to choose, and so we can choose whatever type of life we want. Jesus lives in me, which is unbelievable, and so that's just really an amazing thing, and we can't let the darkness of this world diminish that light. And so you know, we are to be a light in a dark world, and that's why I'm recording these messages. If you like them, please do like my page, A Dose from Dr. Denise, so that you can get them each week. Do share these messages. Have a really, really blessed week. Focus on what's important in this holiday season and not the stress and anxiety of buying lots and lots of stuff that you don't need and that you don't want the bill for in January. So have a great week, and I will see you next Sunday.